In this video we are dividing decimals. When dividing decimals, start by ignoring any decimal points and perform the division as you would normally do. However, the decimal point in the answer goes directly above the decimal point in the dividend, the number being divided. So we have 60.524 divided by 4, and I've set this up correctly. So the large number is sitting inside the division symbol here, and it's being divided by 4 as it states here. So we have to ignore this decimal point as we go through. But the first thing I encourage you to do is to place a decimal point directly above the number being divided. And then you perform the division as you normally would do. So we go, how many times does 4 go into 6? It goes once with 2 remainder. How many times does 4 go into 20? It goes 5 times. We ignore the decimals and continue. How many times does 4 go into 5? It goes once with 1 remainder. How many times does 4 go into 12? It goes 3 times. And how many times does 4 go into 4? It goes once. So we've completely ignored the decimal point as we've calculated this. We put it in there to begin with, we ignore it, and we calculate as we normally would do, and the answer is 15.131. Okay, this question's a little bit more tricky. We have two numbers with decimals, and that makes it quite tricky to divide. So we're going to do something here to fix that. Now, this number here is the one that sits outside the division symbol. And I want to make that a whole number. It's very difficult to have that as a decimal. So in order to create that as a whole number, I'm going to take the decimal and jump to the right 2 times and give it a new decimal place, which now makes that a number 3. So I'm going to do the same thing over here to this number. I take the decimal and I jump 2 places to the right, and I make that a new number of 6231.6 divided by the number 3. And now we can proceed as we normally would by writing the question, putting the 3 on the outside here, and putting 6,231.6. So let's calculate this. First of all, we're going to put the decimal place in above the 1 in the question here, the dividend, the number being divided, and we're going to proceed as we normally would. 3 into 6 goes 2 times. 3 into 2 we can't do, we put a 0 and we join the next number with it. 2, 3 becomes 23. 3 into 23, okay, goes 7. So 3 sevens are 21 with 2 remainder. 3 into 21 goes 7, and 3 into 6 goes 2 times. So we have an answer of 2077.2. So just remember, if you have a question where you have 2 decimal places and you need to make this number a whole number to sit outside the division symbol so it's easy to divide, it's almost impossible to do it any other way, you alter this number by moving the decimal place to create the whole number. And what you do to this number here, you must do to this one over here. Okay, so that's jumped 2 to the right, this jumps 2 to the right. You then take your new numbers, place them in, and calculate as you would normally.